We have a 2005 Ford Taurus. We're going to go through the steps in replacing the fuel pump. We'll start by bleeding the pressure off the system using our pressure relief valve on our gauge. Be sure and capture the fuel into a safe container. Before beginning any repair, disconnect the negative battery cable. In order to do a proper fuel pump replacement, we need to clean the inside of the tank, and that will require the removal of the tank. At the rear of the tank, disconnect the fuel filler hose, vent line, and emissions line. We'll remove the filler hose as we lower the tank. At the front right corner of the tank, remove the electrical connector and disconnect. Disconnect the fuel line. Keep in mind there will be some residual fuel. Be sure and capture this in a safe container. With the fuel tank properly supported, remove the tank straps. Partially lower the tank and remove the fuel filler hose and disconnect the emissions line. It's a good idea to clean the outside of the tank before removing the module assembly. This will keep any excessive debris from getting in the tank. Disconnect the fuel line and the electrical connection. Remove the locking ring using a non-ferrous brass punch and turning it counterclockwise. Inspect the locking ring, making sure it's not damaged in any way that would hinder its reuse. As you remove the module assembly, keep in mind there is a reservoir that will hold residual fuel. Be sure and capture this in a safe container. At this point, we need to drain the remaining fuel into a safe container and then clean the inside of the tank. We want to be sure that the tank is as clean as possible to allow a clean environment for the fuel pump. With the inside of the tank thoroughly cleaned, we're ready to install the new Airtex fuel pump module assembly. Install the tank seal in its location in the top of the tank. As you lower the module assembly into place, be sure and align the locating tabs on the flange with the appropriate notch in the top of the tank. With the fuel pump module fully seated, install the locking ring turning it clockwise. Reconnect the electrical connection and the fuel line. With the tank partially raised, reconnect the vent line, the emissions lines, and the filler tube. Fully raise the tank into position and install the tank straps. At the front of the tank, reconnect the electrical connection and the fuel line. With the repair complete, reattach the negative battery cable. Cycle the key 2 to 3 times in order to charge the system. Start the vehicle and monitor fuel pressure, making sure it's within vehicle specifications. Now before we remove our pressure gauge, we'll shut the vehicle off and bleed the pressure using our pressure gauge, making sure to capture any fuel into a safe container.